that right? Yeah, everything's good. Don't we normally change the lens for that? Did he tell you to change lanes? Oh, he gave you one, yeah. All right, cool.
3, 2, 1.
What's going on, people? Welcome to the player ratings here at the Emirates Stadium as Manchester United have lost 3-2 in a thriller.
Yes.
It was a thriller, wasn't it, really? It had everything, that game. And we've spoken to quite a lot of the Arsenal fans over there. And actually, considering we've lost the game, it doesn't feel that bad. It feels like there were positives. They were saying, listen, no one's come to the Emirates and give us a game like that. And obviously they're over the moon. They basically won the league, according to them. But fair play to them. But we got to give our players scores out of 10, man. So it's going to be interesting because it was a mixed performance. There's some grit in there, some fatigue in there, a couple of mistakes. But we showed some fight. David De Gea.
Big save against Eddie in the second half, I believe, and then a nervy punch away in the second half also. Why are you not holding the ball? Distribution.
That one was crazy, actually.
Yes.
That one there, all he has to do was just catch it.
Yeah.
There was no one even there.
So I don't understand that. And then obviously distribution at the first half, brilliant. I think comfortable. Gives Wan-Bissaka a bit of a hospital pass, but then Wan-Bissaka has to make the right decisions.
Kick one out. Into touch for a couple of times, and the Arsenal fans are going, whoa.
Yeah. So he's got a lot to work on. I don't want to criticise him too much. We know that he's not creme de la creme. I think Ramsdale was a bit better on the other side. I'm going to give him a 7.
And Ramsdale, to be fair, he made a mistake for our goal as well. He comes out and flaps it as well, and that's how Martinez heads it in. So he wasn't flawless. David De Gea, I'd give him a 6.
Yeah.
Would I give him a 5? His distribution wasn't great. That one way he should have caught it, and he flapped at it. But he did make a big save from Eddie Nketiah.
I'll go with 6, actually, to be fair. Yeah.
Okay, I think it could be a 5. But we'll go with a 6. Wan-Bissaka, I thought he was really good. There's a reason why Martinelli came off. It isn't just because Arteta wanted to just switch it up. I think it's because he didn't have his best game. And the reason why he didn't have his best game was because Wan-Bissaka was on him.
Yep.
I'm giving him a solid 7. I think he was at it.
I agree with that.
That tackle on Nketiah, by the way, in the box. Wow.
Nketiah in the box. World-class tackle on, I think it was Martinelli as well in the box. He done a sliding tackle. Wan-Bissaka. Spider is coming back to that now. There's nobody better in the world, you're right. And a 7, solid 7.
Yeah, and you know what? Because obviously it is just me and you today, so we can kind of maybe elaborate a little bit more on a couple of players. I think it's really refreshing to see him in this moment, because he was a player who was basically out the door. Yeah. We'd all pretty much made our minds up on him. Erik ten Hag seemed to have made his mind up on him. Yeah. And in the time of need, when Dalot gets injured, which we always thought would happen, what the saying was as soon as Dalot gets injured, we're screwed. Yeah. And you know what? Big respect to him, because that isn't the case. As soon as Dalot's got injured, it's almost been like for like, if not just a different style of right back, but giving us, solid performances at right back.
I think, Dalot's biggest weakness was the defensive third. His strength was the 2 middle thirds, and Wan-Bissaka's come and his strength is the final third, and we've needed that. A lot of away games where it's uncomfortable, solid tackles, but we've seen against Crystal Palace, good little link-ups. Today, a bit less of that, but the 1v1's unbelievable play.
Actually, we can't be all positive, though, because the goal that Eddie Nketiah does score with his head, Wan-Bissaka's got, I think, Gabriel. Yeah. Then he takes a look behind him and knows that Eddie's there.
He's done that.
And then he ball watches. And that goal, he is to blame for that. Yeah. Or he's partly to blame for that.
Yeah, he's got that mistake in him. Atletico last season, Champions League. Yes. That ball over the top is his weakness. Yes. And then even the last goal, get out to Zinchenko a lot quicker to close down the angle. Yes, there's mistakes in there, but the tackling is just so good to see, man. Yeah. It's fight and heart.
I think overall, I think a 7's probably fair, but there were some nervy moments because Arsenal were a flipping good team.
Yeah.
Varane, I thought Varane was just composed, and it's weird, isn't it? Because we've conceded 3 goals tonight, but we're saying that our defenders played well. Because I'm trying to think of the types of goals that we conceded, and I don't think Varane was at fault for any of them. I'd give him a solid 7.
Yeah, solid 7 again. Very, very good. And no mistakes. I can't believe it. I thought this guy was a frail player. I don't know how Ten Hag's been able to make him so solid, so calm, so composed. Yeah. He's so solid. The first goal was a phase of play that we gave them that. But again, that's a De Gea Wan-Bissaka issue. And then, yes, there's so many more phases to play, corner and a little bit of build-up. But it's not like they were breaking down our banks. So.
And the second goal was just an absolute worldie from Saka. You can't do anything about that.
Nobody can do anything about that. Yeah. Last goal is just a little tick-for-tack miss. And I think it's near Martinez's side. Varane hasn't done anything wrong. I think he had to even come off to try and get bodies forward last second by Ten Hag. 7.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll go over 7. We still conceded 3, and I'm not like we just explained. They're not his fault. He was perfectly fine. He was good distribution, stepping forward, good headers, organised, like he has been for us recently. It's so weird because that's what I mean. That there's a lot of players who played okay tonight, but we've conceded 3 goals, and one was a worldie. Martinez gets his first Manchester United goal. Some great tackles, some great blocks, great fight. Again, I think he was another steady one today.
Brilliant. I loved his goal. I loved his passion coming out to the fans. Just how he plays football is just unbelievable. In the first half, bullying players, trying to make tackles. I think that's what we've done well. Breaking up play, frustrating them in that first half, and he was key to that. A real leader, man. You know, wrapped up with a bandage on his head, just aggressive.
Something that adds an extra little bit to that, isn't it?
Yeah, a bit of character, a bit of grit to you. Again, it's hard to look past the solid 7s. I don't want to give them 8 because they're not. We've conceded
We've
a lot
lost.
of goals.
Yeah,
we've lost.
exactly.
So 7, man.
Yeah, I think maybe in the middle of the pitch is where we might start marking things down, and in wide areas potentially, or whatever up front, whatever.
Bruno.
But yeah, we'll get there. But I think defensively, again, it's weird. But I just feel like for large parts we were actually defended quite well and showed a lot of fight. Left back, Luke Shaw. Now, he had an absolutely torrid time with Bukayo Saka because sometimes you have to just look at the opposition player and say, wow. You know, Saka played a 10 today. He was up against a player who played a 10. But he was aggressive. He was okay. He stepped forward when he could. But I'd give him a flat 6. Maybe even a 5.
I was about to say, I was going to say maybe a 5 today.
Actually, yeah, because Saka had him. He's getting
him today. I like that he was giving the tackles into him and pressure early on, after time again. Arteta gets a card, but it was difficult. It's a difficult task playing against Saka.
It's actually complimentary to Saka because the reason why Luke Shaw gets such a low number is because Saka was just so good. And it wasn't like Luke Shaw got skinned every time he got it. Because look, Eriksen was coming across to try and help. Then we had to change that and get Fred across to try and help. It just was one of them games where he just couldn't have impacted the game going the other way because Saka was that good. So that's a 5. That's fair enough. Into midfield, Scott McTominay.
Oh my days! I just don't like how this man is playing football right now for us. Another 5, maybe even a 4. I'm gonna say
5.
I'm gonna be nice and say 5. He's just not good enough, unfortunately. You know, losing the ball a lot of times. There was a chance when we had the chance to break in transition in the second half. He loses it, can't get it under his feet and under control. Yes, he's physical. I think he's a presence in that sense, but he's more for the games against Leeds, against Burnley, and where it's physical and robust and there's not much technical ability required. These lot are fantastic, man, and we needed Casemiro, and you could see the drop. The drop, once you don't have Casemiro in there, the intelligence, the control, the passing ability, all these things Scott doesn't have, man.
Yeah, the ring awareness to get about the pitch, to know where to be, how to sniff out fires before they start. Because that's what Casemiro does so well, and we knew that was always going to be a big miss. And I worried about him coming into this game because it's not like he's been playing regularly, so he's not on form. And it's a big ask to come here, to this fortress here this season and play against these away from home is tough. And I just feel like I'm not going to dig him out too much because he's been out of form, but I agree with everything you just said there. I think a bog standard 5 could have even been a 4. Eriksen, I think he went missing for quite a bit of the game. I think when we needed him to kind of step it up a little bit and keep the ball for us, I looked to him for that. He didn't really give me that today. He had a bit of a difficult job again because you take out Casemiro and you say Fred and Eriksen against, you know, Xhaka and Partey and Odegaard. It just doesn't match up. So a lot of it wasn't his fault because of the type of game that it was in there. I'm going to give him a flat 5.
I agree. Flat 5 or maybe even a 4, similar to Scott. I mean, I think this season he kind of came in as a player that we wanted to compete for that position. It's ended up that he is a key part of the position. He starts all the time, and you can see that Leggy after about 60, 70 minutes always rotates the ball well. Always good part of the of the first 2/3 was decent in the first half. Doing a lot of running. He was doing a little humble work and running, but after a while just tails off. And in the transitional phases, he's not going to be able to compete with that midfield like you were saying. 5.
Yeah, I think Eriksen can only play in our midfield, when it's well oiled. You know, I know our starting midfield have been Casemiro, him, and Bruno, but even then, I still think we need extra to come in. You know what I mean, for him to be able to thrive. So, yeah, I agree, a 5 and maybe even a 4, like you guys saying, but I'd probably go over 5. Bruno today.
Are you giving it to me first? No, please, you go. He's a 5 or maybe even a 4, bro. I'm going to say 4 because, we're talking about top 6 games. We need you to turn up. Yes, he done it the other day.
This is the money game.
This is he needs to turn up for these ones for us. Again, against Palace, you delivered 1 goal, but again, we didn't see out the game. We need you to step up in these games. You're the skipper now. You have to show that next level. And next season, I think he'll definitely be able to do it. But today against Arsenal, it's a 4 for me, I think.
Yeah, he couldn't really impose himself on the game. Yeah. He does the shithousery stuff. He's always going to do that. Little kick on Gabriel. Oh, yeah, a bit of moaning and, kind of falling down. And he's always going to run hard. Yeah. But I'm looking for the stardust.
Yes,
I'm looking for the bit of magic. And there were some transitions that were okay. But by and large, I just didn't see enough of him. So what did you say, 4?
I said 4.
Yeah.
Maybe give it to a 5. A couple good passes through the lines to Rashi at times.
Yeah.
Clips over the top.
Yeah, he plays the ball. He plays the ball outside of his boot where Rashi's in, and it gets kind of clipped by
raise it
Ramsey.
to a 5, but it's nothing higher.
But there's not much in it. A 4 or a 5. I'd say a 5. Yeah. Say a 5. But could have easily been a 4. Let us know what you guys think of that. And let's get to the top end of the pitch now. Let's go to the right hand side. Antony.
Was good. One of the games that I think he's actually played well in. I think he likes to play against Arsenal, I would say. Dynamic in the first half, but again, I don't know what it is. He's grown into the game, maybe grown into the team. Just there's times where he was shooting when I think he could have crossed and looked for Weghorst. His timing with the team is just not there yet. He hasn't gelled and bedded himself into this team. A lot of pressure for that price tag. But I'm going to go with maybe a 6. I think the first half was okay. The second half was just non-existent, really.
I'm going to go with 5. Yeah. I'm going to go with 5. I don't think it's the worst he's ever played. I agree. There were some moments where he travelled well with the ball. He worked hard. Again, that's the thing that's savoured Antony right now for me. The fact that he just works hard with intensity. Because if I'm Jadon Sancho, I'm back in training now. I'm looking at that right-hand side. Yeah. I'm saying that's mine. Or that's where I target because Rashi's doing his thing. Garnacho's doing his thing. I'm coming for that spot. Because it's up for grabs. I don't think he's done enough to nail it down to say if Pellistri comes in and does really well or if Sancho comes in and does really well. The decision-making, like you said, that for me is the thing that he just leaves a lot wanting. He just frustrates me. Couple of little nutmegs in our half can roll it. Yeah, it's nice, it's pretty, but it's not enough. If we're being honest, right now, we're not losing faith in him and saying and writing him off, but right now, as of tonight, what we're seeing, and in that 90 minutes, I just want to see more. So I'm going to go over 5. I'm going to go over 5. Let us know what you guys think.
Fair enough.
Marcus Rashford.
Rashford is red, man. I like the character of the man. I was upset that everyone's doing a celebration, but he's fathering everyone.
Saka's cheeky. Yeah. Saka's cheeky for that.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of big up / respect / a bit cheeky. It's and when Saka scores a goal like that, it's fair game, isn't it?
But Rashford scored a great goal. Chop onto the right foot, get into spaces, whoosh. He's the best player in the league in the forward line for me right now, and a fantastic performance from him. I'm going to give him a 7. Yeah, I think the second half he could have come into it more. He had his chance to reply, didn't really do it.
Good save from Ramsdale.
Yeah, good save. You're right. But we needed a bit more. There was times where you're dribbling into alleys again because you want to do it. I know, you want to do it.
And to be fair to him, if he doesn't do anything, we are relying on him heavily at the moment, which is an issue. It's like he's carrying the only spark because we're not getting anything from Antony. Weghorst, little couple of touches, we'll get there. Yeah. But Bruno wasn't doing anything, so it is literally Eriksen's not really creating much. It's all on Rashi. So yeah, I agree though, a 7 because he couldn't. As Arsenal turned the screw and got better, he dwindled because it was just the ball was just coming back and back and back and back. So I'd go over 7 for Rashford. What a goal, what a start to the game in the first 20 minutes. And he makes Ben White not be able to come out at half time. I think Ben White was on a booking. Yeah. And that was so and Tomiyasu came on and was steady, to be fair to him. But Rashford won it off him a couple of times. Yeah. He was at it a bit, but I would say a 7. Weghorst.
5, bog standard 5, unfortunately. A lot of pressing from him, but I don't know. He doesn't look like a goal threat, an out-and-out goal threat right now.
He's not getting shots, is he? He's not in the box enough.
Yeah. So, but he's just second game for the team.
Exactly. And again, tough place to come. Yeah. I thought a couple of little neat touches, brought the ball down well, trying to bring people into play, but I think a 5. At maximum a 6 because he worked hard, but I'd say a 5. And the substitutions, Fred came on.
Contributed.
Yeah, contributed. I mean, the point of bringing him on was to see the game out. Ultimately, we didn't do that, so you can say that didn't work. But I think that would be a bit harsh. He tried, but it was just an onslaught. Yeah. It's as simple as that. He came in that left-hand channel to try and give Luke Shaw some help because we were absolutely struggling. Yeah. But I'd say a 5.
Yeah.
Is that about right?
Yeah, that's right. I agree
Yeah.
with that. Last 20 minutes, it was onslaught. So yeah.
Exactly. Garnacho, NA. That's it. We only made 2 subs.
Yeah.
Eric Ten Hag, what are you giving him out of 10 after today?
He tactically he's better than Arteta. And
You're really on this, isn't it? Like
on this, I'll keep letting.
Is he though? Like, look how well oiled they were. They were tactically they were brilliant.
6
Marcel.
months worth of work,
Yeah.
and he's there.
Okay. Yeah.
6 months worth of work, and he's there at home and now away. Out-muscled Arteta. Arteta had to be
He
on.
lost today though.
Arteta had to be on that touchline the whole game because of the structure and the instructions that Ten Hag gives the players. And they see the vision to win that game. I think we was close, you know. Scott McTominay had a chance. You know, there was a few opportunities there. So I'm gonna give him a 7. There's a lot more work to be done. Good is not good enough, and errors will come to an end. I think this is going to be 1 and 2 for the next couple of years. Really, you looked at the 2 teams that will be competing with it. Well, yes, of course, with City, but I'm very excited. So 7, man. He's done well.
Would I agree with a 7? 6, 7. I could see why everyone's saying bring on Garnacho. Why didn't he do it? Could have changed the game. But also, I think he was so concerned. When someone like Bukayo Saka's playing like that, your immediate situation has to be, you've got to try. You have to try and put that fire out.
Yeah.
And we didn't even really truly do that. We just managed to stifle him a little bit, but he was still, it didn't really affect him.
Plays it down the line to
He
Tommy,
was,
or
exactly.
just find
Because their
somebody
system's so
else.
good.
Yeah,
Their system's so good.
Yeah.
A 7, I thought he did what he could with limited resources. Look at our bench, it wasn't great, was it?
Telling you, once this man
Yeah,
gets what he needs,
exactly.
he's going to the next level.
Yeah.
Guaranteed going to the next level.
Yeah.
Arteta's nowhere near that level.
It's a big
Nowhere
shout.
Nowhere near.
Might win the league this year.
Yeah, well done, well done. But it's 1-on-1. At our ground, I think we brushed them, and here we've given them a tough football match. Very tough football match. They had 30 minutes of world-class football. The rest was even Stevens.
That's true. There you go.
Arteta's better than him.
I mean, you mean Ten Hag?
Ten Hag's
See?
better than him. Ten Hag is better than Arteta. Sorry, change that.
Yeah, we will. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Let us know about our player ratings. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are we too lenient? Are we on cloud 9 because we lost the game and we shouldn't be giving players anywhere near that high? Did you see it differently? Do you think we should be giving higher considering we gave Arsenal a good game? I never know with the player ratings how you guys feel, so make sure you guys let us know. We're out of here. Peace.